people, hi infidels. I didn't even yet uploaded all the videos I have from Coimbatore, and I'm heading there again at 13 of this month and 24th back. I hope we will survive it. Then, if we won't succeed there this time, there will be a war and we won't be able to get there for next 5 years. So it's an unfortunate thing, but it is as it is. You can't do anything about that. There is a second possibility to stay there, but it means that if I will lose the possibility to live 5 years in a survival process, which is on one side fun for someone who likes it. It's suffering for someone who likes convenience. But the fact is that there is a danger of damaging organisms, especially livers, from the bad food, which may come into account when you are on survival because of war. This war is about to become global, and our republic, which is now on the western side, can be at the end of this war back again Russian as it was before revolution in 1989. So people living here won't be happy from it, but with our government it could be inevitable, because our government is set to be acting like total morons, which is unfortunate thing, because the people will then choose people which will promise them something better. But this something better, but the people, normal people, won't realize that this something better won't be possible to achieve another way than it will be achieved, and then it will be achieved. And the way it will be achieved is the only possible way that we will again connect to the Russia. The Russia is the most richest country on the world. In fact, it doesn't look like that, but it is so, because they are not only aware of it, how important they are. So they were acting normally But now, through this a little complication with Ukraine, they will become aware of that, how important they are, because the food which you plant it doesn't grow up today days without the help of chemical substances which are made in Russia. It's better when you will be forced to plant again the plants which will be able to grow without those not good things which are harming our organisms. So it's a bad thing or a good thing? There will be a really low supply of the food. There will be low supply of energies, especially the gas. It's again thing which is 70% there. So the rest of the world is unable to work without it. So we will be forced to join from this point of view. Otherwise, we will go down. What is positive on that? When you move into India, we will be happy. There could be a little attack like in Egyptians plague times because of those little jumpy and flying things which eats everything. They, they could attack India even this year, maybe next one. I'm not sure. But my visions are not clear, so I could be wrong. But maybe not. They will eat everything. So with that food, it won't be super duper there also. So there will be plague all over the world, which is unfortunate thing. And there's India will rise up. That's for sure. In next 5 years, what I saw in my visions, this country will significantly change. I'm not sure if this change is good, too good, or not too good, because the beauty of this place is that organized chaos. That's the first thing I like there. That organized chaos. That's beautiful. Everyone is moving somewhere autonomously, and everything's anyway works like a charm. So that's that's something which I really enjoy there, because here when you have a traffic, a little jammed traffic on the street, everyone is like, oh, semaphores doesn't work. Oh, they are going this way. They are oh, what I will do. There is everyone going everywhere, and no, nothing is problem because it's fluently driven by AI, just perfectly. So that's the beauty. The second thing is that it's the country where the culture is still like you may feel there like 5,000 years back. It's on some places. It's something which it's impossible here. There are places where you may feel a few hundred years ago, like in the Middle Ages, for example, 700 years ago. It's good for fun, but there it's something really special. When I was there first time, I bought there in Isha Center this lamp, this oil lamp. I have their oil so I can show it properly. It's from copper and bronze with this little honey cobra. So even when you took this thing into your hand, you feel from it that someone was really that's really handmade. That's that it's not a faked thing from plastic, or that there was some blacksmith working on that cobra and they said that this lamp was personally designed by Sage Guru. Personally designed. Yeah. It was channeled through him, and he made the design like everyone else does. But you are not only aware of that, it's channeled through you. Doesn't matter. Anyway, it's awesome. And even when I have it with me inside of the Analinga, it doesn't came with any conscious energy from there, but I still feel like that it helped. The vortex under the Analinga, that's the something which is really incredible, because when you sit there you feel that water's flowing energy inside of you. And there's even one thing more, which is the consciousness of the yogi, which could be felt. And that consciousness is the thing which makes you realize that you really are the one being in a basic. That not only you and me and everyone else and every animal, insect, worms, but even the things which are technically non-alive. Everything is alive the same way, because anyway is everything the perception of the atomic field made from the quarks, the quantums. And this quantum field is everywhere. There is not a single point of the space which it's not including this quantum field, which doesn't include this quantum field. So everything is full of it. The only difference is the way how this field is created here and the way how it's created here or here. There are another quarks which makes another atoms, and those atoms are manifesting in another way. When you change the substance of the quarks, the atomic field will change, and the perception of that space will change also. But I'm still talking about the created world, which is something which exists. But there's still a world above it, which is something which is not created. And now you may say that's nonsense. How can something which is not created exist above something which is created? Because the creation is included of that uncreated space. But how it's possible? How it could be? When I will use the analogy, when you are watching the game on your LCD, you are seeing the perception for your senses and hearing the perception for your senses. If you had a front end interface for feeling, like the gloves, electronic cyber gloves, you will also feel what's there. But it still doesn't exist. It's only virtual computer simulation. But your senses see it, your senses hear it. When your senses are able to touch it, your brain will start to believe it that's real. If you live in virtual reality for few days, your brain will start believe that you are in this world in real. If you will born and someone will connect you into a virtual reality, your brain won't be able to see the difference between the reality and the virtual reality because it will look the same way for it. And when the brain won't know about anything else than the inside space of the game, than the virtual reality, and you will let the infant grow up, the infant will grow in an adult. The adult may still stay lying on the bed for his whole life, eating through the nails, through you can pump the food into the veins and the body will not be able to know that it's not any in a real world, especially when the world inside of the simulation will look really similar like the world is looking here. There are games as GTA which looks today days almost like a real world, which acts like that. If you will be in a game center on a network with thousands of players and you will be fully connected there, you may create an even better life there than you have here. So you will pass your lifetime to spend it in a virtual world instead of the real world which is here. Why I'm doing this is because how the hell you can know that this life is that real life? It's only the life which you know from your born. You were always here from the beginning of your life, and until you die, you will stay here. But if you die and then return, it's the same way like if that infant was in the virtual space, grow up in adult human, didn't had an idea about that. This world that there exists some another world around him, like the real world. And when you switch the game off and disconnect him, he will think that he died, and then he will wake up here. First time seeing through his eyes the real world, hearing through his without headphones, hearing through his ears the real world, feeling on his touch the real world, not through the cyber gloves. So how do you know? You don't. It will be shock for him that he spent his life in such a simulation, such a game. Because this game may be real time, running dynamically, or his life in this game could be pre planned. So when it's dynamically run, the resolution is not so perfect because it must be in real time calculated. So you need a big computing power. But when you create it as a simulation, so you will pre plan what will happen there, and then you will only let the player go through the story. When you see the movies where the scenes, fantastic scenes with dragons and so on, are pre, if it could, if it had to be in real time, the resolution and you could you could then see that the dragon is not real. But when it's pre-calculated with enough power, you may create a dragon today days look like a real dragon. You will not see the difference. If this life will be a simulation and everything will be pre-calculated, every move of your hand, every thought which you will get, everything which your body will do, everything which around you will happen, if everything will be pre-calculated, the resolution could be really high, especially when the computing power device is way better than you have inside of this simulation. But it means that everything is preset. All the matches in the football, there is a result known before it ends. If you play a World of Tanks game, you will find out that it's already preset. It's preset some way from the creator of the game also. It looks like that because they are about to maintain your win rate about 50%. So it's not, if you are not giving a special effort, you are playing it like for fun, you are unable to do anything with the result of the game. If the random number generator is set that you will be giving the opposite team low rolls and they will give your team high rolls, you will lose. If there is preset that your shots will ricochet and the shots of the opposite team won't ricochet, you will lose. If there's preset critical hits for you but active hits for them, you will lose. If there's any combination of that, because you already won 6 games, so you are about 6 games now to lose, your team will be created with weakened warriors which are unlucky. All their shots ricochet, non-penetrating, low damage rolls, and you will lose 15-0, 15-1, 15-5 at maximum. The matchmaker won't give you a chance. After 100,000 battles, you will find this much earlier. 20,000 battles is enough to see the clear behavior of the game. After 100,000 battles, you will be sure that this behavior of this game is not done by the game by itself, but something which runs this world also. This game behaves, of course, through the programmers of that game, but those programmers behaves through the setting of how they had to behave. So it's really unfortunate, or maybe fortunate. It does matter on your look. Because when you realize that you are in a simulation of the real world, you may at least try to find out more about it. If you accidentally left the body because you almost died, and then you are in the state that you are calculating with your own death because of certain circumstances which happened, so you are expecting that you will die next day, and the next day you will expecting that you will die the next day, and you are living like that for 2 years. You will realize incredible things. Believe me, or don't. Better don't believe me. Better try it on yourself. No, don't try it on yourself. I'm joking. It's only for fun. Don't try it on yourself. It's not worth it. It's better to stay in the illusion of the real world, because when you get out of this illusion, it's like if you were born in the World of Tanks game and you don't know anything else around, and it's all your life, and then someone will turn your internet connection and the server is disconnected. You die even without the death of your tank. So you die even without the death of your body. If you understand my analogy. This then you will realize that for creating something which is physical, you don't need anything physical. For creating the perception of the physical in a World of Tanks, is there something physical? The physical thing is that LCD on which you are watching the game. Physical is your keyboard and mouse. But what's happening on that LCD inside the game is virtual. It's not physical. So you are perceiving it as if it were physical, because it sometimes even behave like physical. sometimes the tanks which are about to have armor have really armor, and sometimes the tanks which should not have armor really don't have the armor. But then there are exceptions, of course, when your E100 is like a paper, or Char Futur is like mouse. You ding him 3 times in a row. Non-penetration, critical damage, tracks, just perfect. And you may say, what? RNG? It was RNG which made this. Of course it was RNG. But why it was RNG? Because the RNG was preset to do this to you. What's happening to you in your life is something which was preset to happen to you. So technically it's not happening to you, but it was preset for you because you were to winning. So there was made a preset for you which makes you to lose, because your previous games, previous matches were winning matches. You were winning 15-5, 15-0, 15-1. So therefore new matches is 0-15, 1-15, 5-15 loses for you. Same way is this world. You've had a good life, and the next one, and next one, and next one, and next one, and all were good. There they were good for you. You don't even remember it, but you don't only remember it. But then what? Then happen a next life, which is also for you. But the matchmaker, this time, this matchmaker is calling Mahadeva, knows how were your previous games. So he makes the preset for your next game and next game and next game, which means your next life and next life and next life. The way it will reflect your previous life and previous life and previous life. You may call it karma, you may call it prarabdha, because karma in one life and one life and one life and one life and 1,000 lives together makes prarabdha, which is the score, your win rate, created by the matchmaker. And from that win rate is calculating the next karma for your next life. So the prarabdha, the win rate, is about 50%. Don't you think that if you will become a Shiva, you will have a perfect life? Forget it. You will have a normal life, simple life, usual life, like anyone else. You will have not even so good life as many your neighbors. This setting for this world have no exceptions. If you were a god in your previous lives, I wouldn't say life, because the god's life, demigod's life, is a little longer than human's life. So you had a life for a long way as the god. then you may have the life for a long way as the end, for a really long way as the end. Technically, all the ends could be all you from your previous life. This, I would like to say AI, but for AI is a word artificial intelligence. If you for AI have a artistic fictional intelligence, the artist, which is creating for you the fiction, is better. When you say that you will be conscious about it, you will become that AI, which wouldn't be then artifictional, artistic fictional, but it will be then autonomous intelligence. Because there's only one being, and this one being is that autonomous intelligence, which drives and creates everything through the artist of the fiction. And this artist of the fiction is made you unaware of that. And because you are unaware of that, you know that this world is not something which does look like that. It's maybe better to stay in the illusion of the real world, which somehow was created by itself. Who the hell knows how? But the hell knows how. Who the hell knows how? In fact, if there was a, for example, Mr. Abraham, which was about to create a system called Satan Mataparabhrahma because it will be driven by the Satan, which will be the God there. And this God will set how the humans will look like, how everything will look like, and create a world which will work on the circumstances and everything which you know. How do you will know that this creator, how you, we say, in Christianity, they say the God is good. Okay, I accept that. The God is good, but the good is free, which means it's not an excellent or it's not a worst. It's good. When the God is good, it means that there is a side, the super bright side of the God, which is excellent. And there could be also the not bright side of the God, which could be a little demonic or more demonic. So the God is everything. Because everything is manifested into this world, from the good to bad, from the bad to good. On the scale, the God must be on the both of the ends of that scale. So he can be only the good, because then there was the second side of the scale. And if he was only bad, there's again not the second side of the scale. Both sides of the scale must be there. Same as the both banks of the river must be there. So the river, the water, the life can flow through the banks, because without one or second bank, there is no river. It's spilled water. It's maybe better not to say this, because if everyone will be aware of that, we are one being, in fact, that everything is me, everything is me, because when I'm outside the body, I am everything of that. There's a state where you may be aware of it. But don't try at home. It's terrifying experience, incredibly terrifying experience, and you may become insane from that. Yeah, like a really insane. It's really not good idea to do that. At least you must prepare yourself for what you may experience, because if you think that here your perception is real, there the perception of you and everything around you is much more real than here. By which I mean, here you may through the eyes see only this direction, this way. There you see everything, everywhere. And I don't mean like that you are the ball, which is the all direction eyes, and see all directions together. When you leave the body, the feeling is like that for the first time, for a few moments. But then you see through everything. It's not then like the ball with all the eyes which sees all around. It's like to be that who is aware, even without seeing, of everything, not around, but included. And because you have it inside of you, because then it's you. And then you may again connect to your, through your AI, to your perception of your body, which is now your vessel, like your car, your tank in the game, through which you will go through the game, because you have full garage of those crap. There are virtual tanks in your garage. Every tank is made only once by the creator of the game, and then is copied to every player who mates who buys this tank in the game. So The object model is created once and then it's sold many times, million times. Everyone owning this E100 in the garage is owning the same E100 in the garage, which could be changed through camo effect and other things. But it's still the same object, E100, which you own, but you don't own it. It's not yours. It's in the database of the server. If the server is not responding to your client, you have only the textures of that tank, but you don't have the life of your tank, because the life of your tank is given to your tank through that server on which the life of that tank is running. You only see the textures on your LCD, which are stored on your hard drive. But where are those textures going on the map is run on that server. Same way it's with this life. You are only the perception of the body which were created by the server, by the Mahadev. And this one is running on this map, this planet Earth, with your body, the game. Because there must be some intelligence which is running with your body. And this intelligence must be intelligent enough to know how to run your body. If you will ask how intelligent this intelligence must be, if there are people which may have IQ 80, like politics, or 100, like usual humans, teachers and so on. Oh, they don't have so high, but scientists 130, 140, or geniuses 160 and more. The God may have 5,000. But the 5,000 is that if the IQ is scaled by logarithm of 20. So every 3 points of your IQ, your intelligence doubles. You have 100, you have 103, you have double than the one who have 100. The one who have 97 have only the half intelligence of that one who have 100, and only quarter intelligence of that who have 103. This 103 is 4 times intelligent than the 97. Then you may try to calculate how many times the God is intelligent more than you. Do you really think that it's possible to understand who's the God? No way. No way. There is possibility to become him, but in the body, your perception will still be fucking limited, like a zero compared to what intelligence he is when he is by himself. It's not possible to get there. It's not possible to watch it. It's not possible to. It's possible to emotionally feel it. It's impossible to get into that state until you are fully conscious of yourself and being him, being yourself. So this is for today because bye bye.